Hey, but I wanted to come on live today, and I'm going to be doing several lives over the next few weeks here, moving into 2021. And I wanted to give you some tips and strategies on your finances and how to handle the financial challenges that most Americans are going to be facing here in 2021, moving into 2021. Of course, there's nothing new about them. They're the same financial challenges that you faced this year and last year and the year before that as well. But I wanted us to begin to focus on them because I want to make sure that taking care of your finances once and for all is at the very top of your New Year's resolution list for 2021. We need to just take care of this once and for all. We don't get taught this in school, so many people don't know uh, the strategies for handling their finances and how to deal with the financial challenges that we face every day as Americans. And because of that, millions of Americans are in what I call the poverty cycle. And many people don't even know they're in the poverty cycle. And the ones that know they're in it, they have no idea why they're in it, and they have no clue on how they're supposed to get out of it. So that's why I want to share some tips and strategies on how to handle finances and financial challenges today and over the next coming weeks. And that's why it's so important for us to put that at the top of our New Year's resolution list, to take care of our finances once and for all so that we can get out of the poverty cycle and stay out of there. Now, my friend Kevin Iguana actually did a 1 hour long webinar training on the poverty cycle, what it is, uh, why most Americans are stuck in it, and what they can do to get out of it. And after this short training I do today, I'll tell you how to get that video if you want it. But for now, let's focus on today and today's topic, which is stop leaving money on the table. And as you can see here, I pulled up a worksheet that I have for us to go through. And if you want a copy of this worksheet, you can just message me or put a comment down below this video asking for a copy of it. It's a PDF file. I can just shoot it right out to you, right in the Facebook chat. So let's talk about stop leaving money on the table. And the way that we do this is actually our number one expense that Americans really don't understand is the federal government, and that comes in the form of our taxes. So what happens is most Americans are currently overpaying on their taxes. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that they're having the government take extra money out of their paycheck every pay or every month, and then they're getting that money back at the end of the year in the form of a refund. And everyone's, yay, yay, I'm getting a refund. They're all happy. But at the end of the day, what happened was here that you gave the government this money every month that you worked for, that you earned. You gave it to them to hold for you. And then they invested that money and they made more money off of your money. Then at the end of the year, they give you your money back, but they don't share any of the profit they made from your money. So I want to show you how it would be important for us to do an adjustment so that we can keep this money every month instead of giving it to the government to hold for us, and that we can possibly use this to our advantage. So what we find is that most, on average, many Americans are overpaying as much as $500, $600, $7 a month. So all you need to do is figure out what you got for your return last year from your tax return, how much money you got back. And if you divide that by 12, that's how much you actually overpaid every month to the government. And there's ways that you can learn how to keep that money for yourself, invest it for yourself, and have it work for you through compound interest. So I just want to give you a couple examples today of this. So we're going to use a Mr. Robert refund here and a Miss Angela adjustment. So, Mr. Robert refund, he doesn't want to adjust his W-4. He likes to overpay the money to the government every month, and he likes to get his refund at the end of the month, right? So let's say we're just going to use, as an example here, $500 a month. And first of all, I do want to give you a disclaimer here that I'm not a financial consultant, right? I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a tax preparer. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. So I don't have any expertise in any of these areas. Okay. But I have recently aligned myself with experts in these areas. I'll show you how you can too if you're interested in that. And so I've learned a few things that I'm able to share with you here today. So these are just basic concepts. There's nothing earth shattering here. But the fact of the matter is that most Americans don't know about it. Most Americans just don't know about it. So it's up to you to take this information, do what you want with it, and also decide if you'd like to find a way to get to the next level with it as well. But Mr. Robert Refund here, let's just say that he's overpaying to the government in his taxes. He's letting them take $500 a month out, too much. And at the end of the year, then he's getting a $6,000 refund. That's pretty simple math. There's no interest involved. It's just $500 a month times 12 months. He's getting $6,000 a year back. And what you have to ask yourself is, how far has that gotten? Because that's what he has to ask himself. How far has that gotten him doing that? Because the fact of the matter is that most Americans, when they get that return back at the end of the year, what do they do with it? They use it to pay off their debt, right? They use it to pay off their credit card debt. They use it to pay off their car loan debt. And they had to incur this debt in the first place because they were giving the government too much of their money every month. See, if they would have just kept that $500 a month for themselves and got it paid out to them in their paycheck, right, then they wouldn't have to worry about using the refund to pay off the debt that they accumulated throughout the year. So that's really what most people do with the money anyway. And, some go even worse. They accumulate debt and then they don't use the money to pay off the debt. They use it to buy things that they really can't afford to buy. And now they've put that money to buy things, and now they incurred the debt. And every year the debt just keeps adding up. And then that starts to affect your credit score. And then inflation starts to kick in and everything else that I talked about with the poverty cycle. So let's just say that's Robert Refund, right? He wants the government to keep his money. He gets $6,000 back at the end of the year, right? Now, then we have Angela Adjustment, okay? And let's just see here. Angela Adjustment, she's going to decide to get her money back, okay? So she makes changes to her W-4 form, and she gets that money in her paycheck every month instead of giving it to the government. And then she's going to learn ways to invest that money. And for the purpose of this video, we're going to use an 8% return. So she's going to use compound interest to her advantage. She's going to get that money instead of giving it to the government, and she's going to invest it. So let's just say Mr. Robert Refund here, he keeps his $500 a month. He gets his refund $6,000 a year, and he does that for 10 years. Okay, now this is just an example of 10 years. This could change. He can make more money or he can make less money. But let's just say for the sake of this example, he does that for 10 years. This is very simple math. There's no compound interest involved. He gets $6,000 times 10 years. He's gotten $60,000 back in the form of tax returns, right from the government. Now, what Angela Adjustment does is, right, she takes that $500, right, and she invests it. She learns how to invest the money, and let's say she gets an 8% return on her money. Okay, right? So over a 10-year period now, putting that $500 a month away, getting an 8% return on her money, Angela Adjustment has $91,000. So she has $31,000 more than Robert Refund because she took her money every month instead of giving it to the government. She learned how to invest it. For the sake of this video, we're saying 8% return over the 10 years. She now has $91,000. Okay, now this is, of course, in this example here, She's invested all the money every month. We know that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you do have emergencies that come up. You have to take some money out to handle those emergencies. But at the end of the day, if you're taking your money and you're investing it and earning 8% interest, you're going to be better off in the long run as Angela Adjustment than you would with Robert Refund, just having the government keep your money and giving it back to you in the form of a refund at the end of the year. So why does this happen? This is compound interest. So Angela Adjustment has $31,000 more than Robert Refund because of compound interest. Because compound interest doesn't know how to do anything but make you money, right? Compound interest just works all day long for you. It doesn't call in sick, doesn't take vacation days, right? Doesn't have an attitude, doesn't take smoke breaks, extra smoke breaks. It doesn't take extra bathroom breaks. All compound interest knows how to do is make more money for you. So at the end of the 10-year period, she has $91,000 instead of Robert Refund, who has just $60,000. Now let's just take this out a little bit further. Let's go over 15 years. Excuse me. So Robert Refund over 15 years. In this example, again, they're saving all the money from the tax refund, which we know in Robert Refund's case that's not going to happen. But for the sake of this video, in 15 years, Robert Refund, simple math, he has $90,000 in tax refunds over the 15-year period because he had the government keep his $500 a month, and they gave it back to him at the end of the year. They used it to invest and make money, but they didn't share any of that profit with Robert Refund. They just gave him back what he gave them. Angela Adjustment, on the other hand, she got her money every month. Instead of giving it to the government, she invested it. She learned how to earn 8% interest in this example. Over the 15-year period, she now has $173,000 because of compound interest, right? So she has $83,000 more than Mr. Robert Refund. Let's go even further. Let's go 30 years, right? Robert Refund, 30 years times $6,000, basic math, no interest involved. He gets $180,000. Miss Angela Adjustment, she decided to take her $500 every month, invest it on her own. She learned how to invest it properly to earn, in this example, an 8% return on her money every month on average. She now has, after 30 years, with the same amount of money, $745,000 compared to Robert Refund, who only has $180,000. This is why, guys, it's so important for us to learn how to adjust our W-4 form, make the adjustment, start to keep this money and give it to ourselves instead of giving it to the government for them to use and make more money off of, and they just give it back to you what you gave them at the end of the year. So they hold it all year long for you. They make money on it all year long, and then they don't share any of the profit with you. So that's why it's so important, and that's why this is the first tip that I'm sharing with you. The first strategy is how to stop leaving money on the table moving into 2021. And you stop leaving money on the table by simply adjusting your W-4 form, taking that extra money that you're paying to the government every month and you're getting back at the end of the year in the form of a refund. Take that money for yourself, have it paid out to you, learn ways to invest it, to earn a return on it so you can start to build wealth, or in the event that you're in debt right now, then you're not going to be able to invest that money, but you're going to use that extra $500 a month now to pay off your debt even faster, and you're going to save on the interest payments. If you have credit card debt, if you have a car loan, any debt that you have, I'm sure if you have credit card debt, it's in the high 20s in the interest rate, right? You're going to want to pay that off first before you start investing it to build wealth, because there's no point in earning 8% interest on your money in an investment if you're paying 25% interest to a credit card that you have a $5,000 or a $10,000 balance on. So it makes more sense to take your minimum payment on that credit card add this $500 to it and pay that credit card off faster and reduce that interest amount that you pay over the life of that debt on that credit card. So in this example though, we showed you how investing that money over a 30-year period, Angela adjustment has $745,000, Robert refund has just $180,000. So you have to stop leaving money on the table, right? You have to leave the simple world and you have to join the compound world, the world of compound interest, right? What happens is the middle class gets taxed and the wealthy learn how to defer their taxes, right? The middle class gets taxed. Let me say that again. The middle class gets taxed and the wealthy learn how to defer their taxes. A refund pays you back, right? Re meaning again, fund meaning money. It's just your money again, right? A refund pays you back, but you deserve your money up front. So you're going to want to learn how to adjust your W-4 form moving into 2021 here if you haven't done that already. Like I said, this is basic information. So many of you may have already taken care of this. Many of you already know this, but there are a large majority of Americans that just don't know about this. So it's up to you to take this information, do what you want with it, and then decide if you want to learn more and take it to the next level. So, as I said earlier when I started this video, my friend Kevin Higuana did do a 1 hour long training webinar on the poverty cycle. What it is, why most of Americans are stuck in it, and more importantly, how you can get out of it. So if you'd like the link to that video training, just send me a private message or drop me a comment down below this video. Say, hey, Bill, send me the link to the webinar, right? If you'd like a copy of this worksheet, the same thing. Send me a direct message, drop me a comment down below this video. Hey, Bill, send me a copy of that worksheet that you showed us in your Facebook Live today. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to comment down below this video on that. And then, like I said, I will be doing several more videos over the coming weeks here, giving you more tips and strategies on your finances and how to deal with the financial challenges that most Americans face. And we're going to do this now so that we can look at putting this at the top of our New Year's resolutions list for 2021, taking care of our finances once and for all. Till next time, Bill Soriano from Pittsburgh. Have a great day.